Hello! Welcome to my channel where I believe that if you have a beautiful mind, you will have a beautiful life, because I truly believe that your inner world is a reflection of your outer world. So if something's not right in here, it ain't gonna be right out here, you feel me? I thank you for subscribing to my channel. I have creeped on some of y'all, most of y'all. And I'm just honored that I'm a person that you said, I'm going to subscribe to her. Thank you. Thank you so much. It touches my soul. And for those who have never seen me before, welcome. My name is Linda. Today we're going to be talking about brainwaves. What are brainwaves? What are frequencies? So frequencies are a group of neurons that fire in your brain that send electricity to another group of neurons to communicate information, right? Scientists put some ding 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 ding. That's the word. This machine, what it does is it measures where the signals are firing in your brain hemispheres on your gray matter. When they record this information, they put it onto a graph looking thing. It does waves. This is called the crest. This is called the crest. So these two crests are a unit of hertz. There are 5 brain frequencies. We're going to discuss them here today. Each frequency category is applied to a different stage of a scenario. So it depends on what you're supposed to be doing at the moment. And if there's a malfunction in the way that your brain is firing said frequencies, then that causes issues, as you could probably think that it would, hypothesize. And just because your brain is in a certain frequency, it doesn't mean that your brain doesn't fire off different frequencies on different parts of your brain. It just means that that frequency is the most dominant frequency. So when you have a dominant frequency, you may have other frequencies running in the background that are not as dominant as that frequency. So your brain is in that frequency and not on the other frequencies. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. First, we're going to talk about delta waves. These waves are 0.1 to 4.5 hertz. Delta waves are very low in energy. It is a dominating rhythm for infants to 1-year-olds. And what do babies do a lot? They sleep. Delta waves are usually just present while you are sleeping. They're present in stage 3 and stage 4 of your sleep cycle. Delta waves also have to do with feeling lethargic, feeling relaxed, and feeling in a trance. So as you can see, everything is not set in stone. It's not either white, it's not either black. It's gray. It's gray. We have a gray area. So it could be good, it can be bad. You can have delta waves when you're lazy. You can have delta waves when you're relaxed, getting massage. It's not black and white. You feel me? While this delta wave has to do with you feeling lethargic, it also has to do with regenerating your cells and getting rid of toxins. If you want to heal your body and you want to do a meditation for healing, then delta waves is probably the way to go. If you want to fall asleep faster and you want to have a deep sleep and a regenerative sleep, then you can put some binaural beats in the background that are delta wave dominant, and it will help you have a good night's rest. There's also a study that shows that delta waves help you with memory recall, which is probably why people say that it's really good to study and then take a nap or go to sleep, because it helps you retain the information better. Another thing with delta is that people that have ADHD have an abnormal amount of delta waves firing off when they're not supposed to fire off. So usually when you're doing tasks, you're supposed to be in another wavelength and another frequency, but for some reason people that have ADHD have delta waves firing off in certain parts of their brain and doesn't let a person with ADHD properly concentrate on the task at hand. Delta waves are also present when people have head injuries and doesn't let their brain function at its optimal level and how a brain is supposed to function. It kind of just shuts it down. And this, for me, was one of the most important facts. When the brain is exposed to air pollution, water pollution, food contamination, aka pesticides, herbicides, GMO, genetically modified BS, the delta waves go off in the brain because your body is essentially trying to heal itself and regenerate itself because of the crap that we're ingesting and the stuff that is happening to our body in this new world that we live in right now. If you're trying to do something and you're trying to live your regular schmegular life and your body's shutting down, you can see how that's a problem, right? Because you're no longer thinking and taking in information as you're supposed to. Eat right. Shop organic items if you can. Shop mindfully. Stop eating processed foods and stuff, because studies show that if you don't eat right, you don't think right. If you don't think right, you don't feel right. Okay? If you don't feel right, look at your damn diet. Go to the ocean. Get some sunlight. Get your minerals. So your body doesn't have to heal itself when it's not supposed to be healing. Healing phase is during sleep phase, okay? Not during waking hours when you're trying to study for your test, or you're trying to work, or you're trying to follow your dreams, or you're trying to do a difficult task. That is not the time for healing. No. Time for healing is when you're in bed or meditating with delta waves, regenerating your wounds, okay? Listen to mama.
Mother knows best.
Abnormal delta waves are also linked to Alzheimer's and dementia. Now we're on to theta wave. Theta wave happens from 3.5 to 7.5 hertz. The brain can achieve theta wave when it's daydreaming, focused on a kind of mindless task. Not really, like if you're really focused on your work and it's not something that you have to put a lot of effort into solving or thinking, kind of like drawing, painting, roller skating, maybe doing some yoga, you can achieve a theta wavelength. And also this is happening when you're waking up. You're coming out of your delta, you're in your theta, and this is the best time to talk to your subconscious mind and reprogram your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is listening when you're in theta. You're not conscious. You're kind of like in a sleep waking moment there. The negative aspect of theta is that you can be trying to concentrate on something and unfortunately you're daydreaming. This personally happens to me when I'm reading. If I'm not actively concentrating on what I'm reading, I'm really just like drilling it in. I could read pages and pages of crap that I'm not ingesting at all. I'm 2 pages later and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. In this stage, it's normal for kids to be prominently in theta waves until they are 13 years of age. As an adult, if you're constantly in theta waves and you're in scenarios that you're really not supposed to be in theta waves, that can be a problem. For kids, I think it's really interesting that that's a reality and that's where their frequencies are, because like I said before, theta waves are somewhere between dream and waking life. So your subconscious is super impressionable. Anything that you tell a kid, a child, anything that you're ingesting, it just goes to show how much they really absorb it. And this is kind of like, yeah, you have to go back in time in your meditation and relive these memories and talk to your inner child, hug your inner child, and tell your inner child that it's going to be okay, and send light to that part of trauma, that event that happened that's really hard for you. And honestly, it's really kind of difficult to even know that this is bothering you in waking life. It's not until you go back into the pain and realize what's going on in the background that you can uncover and unveil this very hurtful moment that happened in your past. Theta waves are also referred to as autopilot. If you ever driven home from wherever and you've done this drive many times and theta wave comes forward and takes you home, and all of a sudden you're home and you're like, damn, did I miss a stop sign? Did I take any red lights? Because I don't remember. You were in theta wave, and this is your subconscious again making decisions for you, and you're relying on your subconscious essentially to drive your entire life, because your subconscious is 95% in charge of your entire life. And I'm gonna put my link up here for my video on the subconscious. That bitch is powerful. During theta, it's a really nice time to listen to your affirmations in the morning, right when you're waking up or right before you're going to sleep. It's really nice to really just drill in or do some healing work with meditation, do some wound work, because theta waves is where it's at for the healing. This is a state where you can manifest and visualize what it is that you want for yourself in your future. So let's say that you want a specific car and that's what you want to manifest. Getting into theta state during meditation will help you visualize and manifest and rewire your subconscious to then make choices to take you there and open up your frequency and open up your vibration so that you can have the life that you know you deserve and that you know that you have to be living, because that is your life. You are your creator. If you do not enjoy meditating because you find it difficult, you find it boring, all the other things that people might find that meditation is, you can also just play some Theta binaural wave frequencies in the background and literally just journal. Pretend that you are in that car, write about how the leather feels on your skin, how the new car smells, how smooth the wheel turns when you make a right or a left. Just really journal about it and daydream on paper while listening to these theta waves. And if you do this often enough, you will reprogram your mind. If journaling doesn't work for you, then maybe step in front of a mirror. Some people will find this silly. If you find this silly, even more of a reason to do it, honey. You get in front of the mirror, you play some theta waves, and you say your affirmations in the mirror. You don't even have to look in the mirror. Maybe you'll just walk around your house and clean your house, play some theta waves, and repeat these affirmations for yourself. When you initiate your own theta waves, it reduces your stress levels and anxieties. It also improves your creativity. Now we're on to alpha. Alpha waves are from 8 to 12 hertz. Alpha is the hump of the waves. This is the best wave to do transitionings in. For example, it is really hard to jump from task to task. I decided to, instead of taking a break, play alpha waves and kind of just sit there with it. It really helped. So if you're agitated, if you're in fight or flight mode, then this wave and frequency will help go back to a homeostasis state of mind. Alpha wave, again, is for relaxation and a way to reduce your anxiety and be in alpha mode is to do things like yoga, meditation, aerobics, exercise, roller skating, swimming in the beach, painting, drawing, sketching, gardening. These activities that don't really require a lot of mental energy, but you're still awake. Now we're on to beta waves. Beta waves. They have a really wide range that go from 12 hertz all the way up to 30 hertz. These waves are classified in 3 categories: low beta, mid beta, high beta. Beta waves are present when humans are awake. This is definitely the most dominant wave area that humans function at. But if we're in this state for way too long, it causes anxiety and restlessness. When I was reading this, I was processing this information. I immediately thought of my childhood. I had terrible insomnia when I was a kid. I can understand how capitalism kind of treats our bodies as a machine instead of as a human being that needs to alter states to function. And I also thought of my insomnia when I was little. So I don't think it's normal for kids to be working so hard, listening to teachers, learning essentially for such long hours of the day. I don't even remember what I learned. So what the hell is that? And then on top of that, sending you homework to go home and work some more. And then on top of that, any extracurricular activities that your parents wanted to put you in. And it's just like, what is that? That's a lot. That's way too much. That's way too damn much. So yeah, no crap people have anxiety. No crap people have depression, because we don't honor our body. We don't honor the rhythm of our natural waves. And most of us, when we get home, we just want to lay on the couch and do nothing and drink beer and go out and let off some steam. Why? Because I'm tired as hell of being in an office or working or doing mindless tasks all day that I really just don't care about. And I feel like a large majority of the population lives their life this way, and it's no wonder that people have depression and people have anxiety and people commit. It's crazy. People in Africa think it's crazy that we commit. And the fact that people from other countries, I don't know how other countries are ran day to day at the extent that I would know that America is ran, because I live here every day and I know what's going on. And I've never really experienced life in Europe or experienced, you know what I mean? But other countries think it's pretty crazy and wild that we have school. Pew, pew, pew. And it is crazy. It's dystopian. What do you mean we have that here? We just have a lot of issues that we're not dealing with, and we're fighting with each other, Republicans and Democrats and gender, and now our dollar is going down. And I don't mean to be a damper on this channel, because I'm not trying to instill fear into you, because your reality will make you prevail, and you as a person can take precautions and just be aware of what's going on. But I don't say that to try to be negative or to try to scare you. I'm just quite literally stating the fact of our overall well-being as a society due to the habits that we have created and our authoritarian government and the way that we are just living in this weird society. It's weird. I feel like I'm in a Black Mirror episode and it's just beginning. You know what I mean? Anyways, people that have a lot of beta wavelengths as well also have ADD. Not to the subcategories. Low beta is associated with a calm, cool, collected work. Mid beta is associated with high performance, stress, and a high amount of concentration. And high beta is associated with high anxiety, restlessness, and agitation. I feel like living the city life can be associated with having imbalance in our wavelengths and having high beta, because we have to be constantly on the go, 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 go. And it's not healthy. It's not okay. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. Beta waves increase your energy levels, your stamina, and your endurance. So if you're doing a really hard workout, then you're probably in beta, or when you have to do work, you have to be in beta because you have to have the energy to properly complete the tasks at hand, thus burning out if you are in this stage for too long. Beta waves correspond with flight or fight mode. If we don't learn as a human being to properly balance our wavelengths and properly go in and out of stages of frequencies, then we can experience fatigue, brain fog, burnout. And when we're trying to do something for way too long, let's say you're studying for 5 hours and you have not taken a break, eventually you are in this beta wave and you're trying really hard, but you're kind of just not being able to retain any information at all. And it's too much for your brain to handle, and you're gonna crash hard. Next, we have gamma wavelengths. Gamma wavelengths go from 30 hertz all the way to 100 hertz. So that's a lot. Gamma is when you have to solve something really, really hard, and your brain goes into this mode to help you solve this issue, this problem, or this task that you have to achieve. Research shows that people that have a difficulty learning things have a really hard time reaching gamma, which is super interesting. However, research also shows that meditation can help you reach gamma. Who would have thought meditation makes you smarter? So usually when you go into gamma, it's really in short spurts, and it's like one part of the brain and then another part of the brain, and they're kind of just really hard to manage. But nonetheless, you're in this stage and you're probably not going to be in it for very, very, very long, because it's really unrealistic to sustain this gamma frequency for a long time. But researchers scanned Zen Buddhist monks meditating, and they found that when these Buddhists hit a point of concentration, their brain went into gamma, and they were able to have two different gamma lit regions. Like there were two different parts of the brain that were lit with gamma, and these two different types of the brains synced up with each other, so you can properly think better and clearer versus when you're not a practitioner of meditation, which super interesting and worth mentioning. All right, so those are all your 5 types of waves. I think that if you get anything out of this video is to start meditating, because it's so important to balance out your neurons, balance out your anxiety, balance out all those frequencies that you're going with, and heal your past. Everything I've always said, I feel like a broken record, and everything is one. If that makes, it all comes full circle, baby. It's all just the seed is meditating. Meditate, figure it out. Take only what you need, never more, never less. Don't be greedy, bitch. Bye.